Adam, we've seen Fremantle pack up their bags and go. When you go tomorrow, will you take extra stuff with you just in case? Do you plan for the possibility of being over there a bit longer, or is it just one in and then back?
We're anticipating coming back. It's a charter flight, but if things change, we'll just adapt. So I'm not sure you either pack a lot more or keep it the same. So I think I'll just keep it the same, and if I have to get anything more, we'll just go to Big W.
Adam, in terms of the travelling party, in terms of the players, do you take a couple of extra just as reinforcements, or not? Just keep?
No, we're just preparing to play Hawthorn this week, and if things change, they change. We'll adapt. But at the moment, no, I think we'll. With a medical sub, you can get caught out if you only take one traveller, because a pre-game injury happens. You use that sub, and then you've got no sub during the game. So, what's happening this year for, I'm assuming, all clubs, is you've got to take two, and we don't have the time to fly another one over, so we'll take two travellers no matter what.
In terms, there's another case this morning in Sydney. Has the club had constant dialogue with the AFL, and even dialogue this morning, as late as this morning, just in terms of plans for the weekend though as well?
No, we haven't been informed of anything. We're a little bit immune to it all now, really. We'll get told if we have to pivot, we will. So we're just preparing for Hawthorn.
Adam, Tom Barras said, what does he have to do? How close is he going to be?
Yeah, he's close. I think if he trains today and gets through, then he'll put his hand up for selection. So fingers crossed. We've got to that point now that we get one back, we might lose a couple as well. So we're trying to get our soldiers back as best we can. So if we can get him back, that'd be great.
How fine is that balance to obviously desperately wanting him back with no Gov and Shannon down there, some experience and another key tool, to also being mindful of the fact that it's the pain management, it's the tendon, you want to preserve him through the year as well?
I haven't put any pressure on him. We don't as a coaching group. It's really a medical. If he's available, he plays. If he's not, we don't push it. So a bit different if it was end of the season or a final, but at the moment there's still a lot of footy left, and we don't want to bring him back early. But if they tell me he's available, then we'll definitely take it.
Is this the type of thing that you're going to have to manage throughout the year with him? Like pain management?
I don't know. The tendons, difficult ones to manage and control. Sometimes you can put off surgical intervention to the end of the year. Sometimes you don't need it, just recovers on its own. So, yeah, I really don't go to too many medical meetings. I just go, is he right to play or is he not? And I let others worry about that. And at the moment, he might be.
Nathan Vardy with the plantar fascia, you expect him to get up?
Well, we'll give him every chance. We're running a bit light on, so he might not train today, but we want to give him another couple of days to recover. So, yeah, the plantar fascia didn't quite do the whole tendon. Is it a tendon? I don't know what it is. Ligament. I don't know if you need it, but if you partially tear it or you damage it in any way, it can be quite painful. So we're still working through what we need to do with that. So
saying giving him a couple of days, I imagine he will be part of that travelling squad anyway, making the trip, considering you'll go tomorrow. Yeah,
we'll weigh that up this afternoon. We fly it tomorrow, so we'll make that call. If he's not right, we won't take him, obviously.
Bailey Williams, is how you found his progress in the waffle, and is he fair to say he's the next up?
Yeah, he's definitely. There's not too many others coming through in terms of availability. So yeah, we'll look at him. Unfortunately for our Waffle Eagles, we're so light on. We have 8 or 9 guys playing at best, and it's hard to get a real good form line when you're getting beaten by 80 points. But they're fighting their hardest. They're playing with good spirit, and Bailey's part of that. So yeah, he's definitely in the mix.
You mentioned you might lose a couple. Who else is in doubt?
We'll wait till we get through today first, and then we'll see how we go tomorrow with selection.
Given how short you had to play down back last week, obviously Tom would be pretty critical in question if he could come back.
Well, yeah, it does. The question about Oscar Allen comes into play if he's available. Ideally, I think Oscar's a forward, so we need to have that discussion. If Tom's available, then we can have that discussion. So there is a ripple. We were pretty happy with our defence last week. I thought Oscar played his part, and young Harry Edwards, for his second game, and in Derby, I thought he worked in the game quite well. It looked a bit shaky early, but once they settled and we dried up the supply a little bit, we looked okay.
Could Oscar solve your ruck forward problem as well if that was open?
Definitely, yeah. I think we've said that before too. There's obviously Bailey, but there's also Oscar as well. So depending on who we play and when and how Oscar's feeling. How
important is it for the team to put a big statement this weekend, win away from home and do the job?
Yeah, I mean, winning's important. We just want to play consistently everywhere. So, yeah, we're desperate to play well, play 4 quarters, and hopefully have a win. But yeah, we're also aware of the situation we're in as well with our personnel. So we thought we were really brave on the weekend, and that's what we expect this week.
Ben Ryan, Adams, what's changed there for him to come in? I think he was 4 to 6 on the injury. Now he's 1 to 2. Is that?
I think it's always been around the 4-week mark when he originally done it, and it's just how long does it take to rebuild his fitness and how quickly could we get him back on his feet. So what was pleasing, after 2 weeks he got back on the Ultra G rather than waiting 4. So that's why it's come forward a little bit. So he's still a few weeks away, but it's positive. It's not, he's pain free, so now it's just trying to strengthen everything around it and get him fit.
What do you expect from Hawthorn? They were pretty average in St Kilda.
Yeah, they've been a bit like us, really. Their best is really damaging. They kicked multiple goals in a row. They've come back from big deficits twice this year. That it tells us that their momentum swings a bit like us. Probably not as much as they would have liked, but they're on the positive note. They can score quickly, and they're very dangerous. So they've got some good soldiers coming back in, and they're playing at MCG.
Adam, in terms of, I think you've addressed it the last couple of weeks, in terms of you talk about stopping momentum, and it's probably let you down a little bit against the Bulldogs, especially against the Saints, the run-on factor. Is it as simple as just getting possession and holding ball, or is there other techniques that you can do to address it?
I suppose when you do have momentum swings, the first thing you want to do is get your hands on the ball. So that's obviously a priority. Sometimes you're trying too hard to impose yourself personally back on the game when you should be worrying about what the team needs, and how we play as a team is really important. How we defend as a team, and how we coach as well. So yeah, I think there's definitely some growth in that space.
In terms of coaching, last week you were wearing masks in the coach's box. How did you find that yourself? Was it a bit frustrating or difficult at times?
Just trying to do the right thing. From a perception point of view, we're trying to just comply like everyone else. I think you can take it off if you're having a drink. So I had 3 waters and 3 coffees. I still got a message during the game to put my mask on. But I understand why. We're trying to send the right message to the community, and these things sometimes they do drop off a little bit as the weeks go on if we're going okay, and we really want to try and maintain the right message.
Hawthorn are wheeling out the Batmobile in honour of their 91 premiership. Any memories of Hawthorn Batmobile?
No, I think I was 15. It was at Waverley, wasn't it? Yeah. So no, it's not really on my radar. It's not part of my pre-match, the Batmobile.
And how was Shannon Hearn on Saturday after all the build-up? Have you seen
Yeah, well, he's pretty pragmatic. Like, he wouldn't even know he's playing his 5th game or 300th. It doesn't worry him. Just disappointed he didn't get to play. So we'll work through that injury. I think it's a couple of weeks. Very, very minor. So he'll get there. It'll just take a few more weeks.
Is the club paying for that game to be at home, or has it got to the point now where it doesn't matter as much?
For Shannon to break the record? Oh, no, it's whenever he's available. I'm not going to wait an extra week so we can play at home. I think Dean Cox broke the record in Geelong. We lost by 80 points and kicked 4 goals, but he still broke the record. No, we need him in the side. I don't care when.
And just on Liam Ryan's injury, is that something that hard grounds can contribute to? And is there any way you can protect him from a recurrence going forward?
No, the ground's been great. I think Optus Stadium's really settled. The curator's done a really good job. Our oval's in pretty good space as well. So, and what's he weigh? 75 kilos. So I don't think it was because of that. It was just an unfortunate incident. And it's not a trend with us. Stress-related injuries haven't really popped up this year. So we're hoping that's just a one-off.
And your Adelaide game next week.
Yep.
Are you looking to be proactive at all, like Fremantle have been with the switch, or are you hoping that stays here?
I don't know. It's out of my hands a little bit. I know part of the reasons is obviously with COVID, but also financially playing in front of a crowd. I think we play Adelaide twice this year, so that opportunity might be there, but I'll leave that to Trevor and Craig to work through.
Mark, I think looking like enough place to waffle this week. How promising is that, and a good seeing day?
Yeah, it's great to see some of our players come back. Really, in the next month, we hopefully get a few back. McGovern might be another week. Yo's training fully now, so that's great. Luke's got a bit of work to do. Liam's back in a week or two. Hutch will train this week. We'll see Willie around the club the next 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, hopefully we get some soldiers back and we can win some games before that happens.
What is Willie allowed to do around the club when he comes back in?
I don't think he can do too much until June. then he can train. He'll get 8 weeks of training once he comes back. So I think initially when he does come back, it'll be just to get settled around town and, you know, maybe get a bit of work somewhere and get settled. I think he can catch up with the boys away from the club, but not here, and no media either.
Have you spoken to him, and is he looking forward to being back?
Yeah, semi-regularly. Yeah, he's dealing with some issues up home. Unfortunately, he's going to too many funerals at the moment, and you know, he'll come back when the time's right. But yeah, it'll be the next few weeks.
Adam, is Shuey on a similar timeline to Yo or not?
No, he's a bit longer than Yo. Yeah, I would have thought he's well and truly after the bye, and Yo, hopefully, if everything goes well, around the bye.
And would Yo need 1 or 2 in the waffle?
It's a good question. There's 2 ways to go about it, which we're working through. Do we bring him back through the waffle, 2 or 3 games there, or 1 or 2, or 1, or just train him up and get him ready and just bring him straight in? So he'll be part of that conversation, what he wants to do as well. But he does like hitting bodies.